Pancasakti.
Bacanya sih.
Okay, Ms. Yoga, you may start right now. Oh, Mr. Halil Yakubi, welcome.
Which one? Can you show it on the screen?
Welcome and good morning from Indonesia.
Good morning, Mr. Yakubi.
Good morning.
Okay, yeah, we can hear your
voice.
Thank you.
Okay, so the other two speakers are trying to get in, so we will start right now. Bu Nana, it's okay. Can you show on the screen?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Sudah?
Yeah, you may start right now.
Okay, sudah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I cannot see my screen. On the screen is only your face, Bu Nana. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm very happy to meet you here. So, welcome to our special occasions. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, so we can gather in this very special occasions, International Summer Camp Program. I would like to start our international webinar today by listening to the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise and listen to the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia. Adik-adik, silakan berdiri ya. Kita akan mendengarkan lagu Indonesia Raya sampai dengan lagu Afghanistan. Thank you for listening the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, still raise. We are going to listen to the national anthem of Morocco. Masih tetap berdiri ya Bapak Ibu, adik-adik maksud saya. Thank you for listening. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to the national anthem of Egypt. gentlemen, thank you for listening. Let's listen to the national anthem of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Let's listen to the national anthem of Afghanistan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Adik-adik silakan duduk kembali ya. Okay. Ibu Nana, can you show on the screen? Well, ladies and gentlemen, or dear participants, our next agenda is welcoming opening remark delivered by the Vice Rector of Financial Affairs, Bapak Dr. Muhammad Hamim, SHMH. It is a pleasure to invite Dr. Muhammad Hamim to give his opening remark. The Honorable Dr. Muhammad Hamim, please. Pak Hamim, monggo. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Speaking of International Virtual Summer Camp 2020. Mrs. Hong Thi Hao Nguyen, MPA from Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam. Mr. Omar El Asli from the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco. Mr. Ahmad Halil Yaqubi from Afghanistan. Mr. Yosef Bakil from Morocco. Mrs. Ala Muhammad Ibrahim from Egypt, and other participants. It is my great pleasure to welcome you virtual to the Universitas Pancasakti Tegal and to join us on Virtual International Summer Cup 2020. Last year, we have joined International Summer Cup 2019 at our campus. 3 were friendly of students from Indonesia and overseas, like Thailand and China, visited our campus Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. However, because of the global pandemic of COVID-19, we have to hold this summer camp virtually. I hope this program can serve the participants a fantastic way to discover college life and enriching cultural experience. Therefore, by joining her here, you are helping us to build and development on university, building into one truly international and holistic in regard to language, culture, and peace. Expanded the program will run well and all participants had many benefits in it. One more welcome to Virtual International Summer Camp. Hope you can enjoy this event. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Pak Dr. Muhammad Hamim SHMH, for your warm welcome speech. Terima kasih Bapak Hamim sudah memberikan pidatonya yang hangat. Adik-adik, kita akan berlanjut ke perkenalan dengan beberapa speakers. Dear participants, it is an honor for me to introduce our guest speakers to our main table today. Ibu Nana, would you please show us the screen? Okay. The first speaker. Bunana, screen please. Okay, the first speaker is Mr. Youssef Bakil from the Kingdom of Morocco. He is the researcher in public law and political science faculty of law of Hassan First University. And then he is also the member of Laboratory of Research Comparative Democratic of, I cannot see well this, democratic transitions, and he is also the member of the Moroccan Observatory of Research and Studies on Participatory Democracy and Civil Society. He is also the legal advisor in clinic juridique. Okay, and he is also the General Secretary of Center of Research and Studies on Migrations and Human Rights. And he is also the National Coordinator of Students for Liberty. This is an international organization created in the USA that have departments in all world countries. Next, Bunana. Our next speaker is Bunana. I would like to introduce all speakers first. Ibu Nana. Okay, our next speaker is Mr. Ahmad Khalil Yaqubi from Afghanistan. He was a physics and general science teacher, or I think he is still a physics and general science teacher or part-time high school. I'm sorry for my pronunciations. He was in 2015 and 2017. Human Resources or Admin Officer, Organization of Skill Development and Social Services, or SDSS, Kabul, Afghanistan, in 2017 to 2018. And then he is also a numerator or data collections officer, the John Niver International Assistance, Kabul, Afghanistan, in 2017, data analyst research and policy department of the Asia Foundation's Kabul, Afghanistan in 2018. He's also the volunteer member of Afghan Red Crescent Society, Nangartar branch. Okay, he is also the volunteer member of Friendships Hand Social Organization in Kabul. Next speaker, Bunana. Okay. Our next speaker is Mr. Omar El Asli from the Kingdom of Morocco. He is the economic counselor of the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco in Jakarta. Nice to see you again, Mr. Omar. And he is also the official at the Directorate of European Affairs, Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperations and Moroccan Expatriates. He is also the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperations and Moroccan Expatriates. I don't know how to spell this. Laureate of Moroccan Academy of Diplomatic Studies in Rabat. He graduated from Laureate of the University Hassan II of Legal, Economic and Social Science in Casablanca. Next speaker. Ibu Nana, please. Next speaker. Okay. We have the next speaker, Miss Ala Muhammad Ibrahim. She's working on civil work in 2011. She graduated from Faculty of Fine Arts since 2013. She's participating in many exchanges in Egypt and outside Egypt. She's also participating in symposium and exhibition in 2014. She's the volunteer in Rotaract Club for Charity, and she's also the art coordinator of Alexandria Center of Art. Next, the last speaker. Ibu Nana, the last speaker. Okay, here is the last speaker, Miss Huo. She is the first Secretary Embassy of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in the Republic of Indonesia. She's also the Specialist Department for Economic Sciences and Technological Relations, State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese. She worked in Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam. She is the Consul General of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in Houston, Texas, USA. She is Specialist Department for Information and Culture, State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese. She also worked in Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam. She is the Vice Secretary of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in the Republic of Indonesia. Ms. Nguyen Thai Hoi Huong was awarded by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam for successfully completing in her duty in APEC Economic Leaders Week in Da Nang in 2017. Wow, excellent. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just introduced all the honorable speakers that we have today. They are very good speakers, very top speakers, so you can learn anything from them about cross-cultural understanding, leadership in the cultural communications, and how to maintain healthy global environment from them. Okay, adik-adik sekarang Anda nanti bisa belajar banyak dengan our guest speaker today, yang semuanya adalah top speakers ya. Jadi Anda adik-adik bisa, adik-adik mahasiswa bisa mengambil pengalaman dari mereka atau bertanya banyak hal tentang 4 topik yang ada di leaflet: cross-cultural understanding, intercultural communications, maintaining a healthy global environment, and the last one is leadership. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the main agenda. I would like to invite the honorable our guest speaker, Mr. Yosef Bakil from Hassan First University from the Kingdom of Morocco. Mr. Yosef Bakil, are you there? Sorry.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Munana, could you help him to share?
Can just open, share my PPT.
Okay. Munana, could you please? But you have to show Mr. Yosef Bakil to say hello to the audience first.
Okay. Just share my PPT, and after that I will do it.
Okay. You want to start the PPT now, or you want to say hello first? Okay.
Okay. Hello everyone. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin. سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Firstly, I will thank Madam Yoga for this invitation in this international webinar in Indonesia for, I think, the 3rd time. I am so happy to be with you again. So my presentation, it's about 2 topics actually. It's about the leadership as a first topic. After that, I will talk about intercultural communication. So we start with the first topic. It's the leadership. As a definition of the leadership, the word leadership can bring to mind a variety of image. For example, a political leader pursuing a passionate personal cause, an explorer cutting a path throughout the jungle for the rest of his group to follow, an executive developing her company strategy to beat the competition. Leaders help themselves and others to do the right things. They set direction, build an inspiring vision, and create something new. So the leadership, it's about mapping out where you need to go to win as a team or an organization, and it is dynamic, exciting, and inspiring. So this is as a definition of the leadership. Now we move to the second thing. Is an effective leader. It's a person who does the following. So create an inspiring vision of the future. Like in business, a vision, it's a realistic, convincing, and attractive depiction of where you want to be in the future. Vision provides direction, sets priorities, and provides a marker so that you can till that you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. So we motivate and inspires people to engage with that vision. A compelling vision provides the foundation for the leadership, but its leaders' ability to motivate and inspire people that helps them deliver that vision. For example, a new project. You will probably
Bu Nana nggak
thoughts
kedengeran?
at the beginning. However, it can be difficult to find way to keep your visions inspiring after the initial enthusiasm fades, especially if the team of organization needs to make significant change in the way that it does things. Leaders recognize this and they work hard throughout the project to connect their vision with people's individuals' need, goals, and aspirations. Manager delivery of the vision. This is the area of leadership that relates to management. Leaders must ensure that the work needed to deliver the vision is properly managed either by themselves or by a dedicated manager or team of managers to whom the leaders delegate the responsibility, and they need to ensure that their vision is delivered successfully. So about coach and build a team so that it is more effective at achieving the vision. Individual and teams development are important activities carried out by transformational leaders. Now we move to the second page. It's about importance of leadership. Leadership is an important function of management which helps to maximize efficiency and to achieve organizational goals. The following points justify the importance of leadership in a concern. Initiate action. Leaders is a person who starts the work and plans to the subordinate from where the work actually starts. Motivation. A leader proves to be playing an incentive role in the concern's working. He motivates the employee with economics and non-economics rewards, and thereby gets the work from the subordinate. Providing guidance. A leader has to not only supervise, but also play a guiding role for subordinates. Guidance here means instructing the subordinate the way they have to perform their work effectively and efficiently. Creating confidence. It's very important. Confidence is an important factor which can be achieved without expressing the work efforts to the subordinates, explaining them clearly their role and giving them guidelines to achieve the goals effectively. It is also important to hear the employee with regards to their complaints and problems. Building morals. Moral denotes willing cooperation of the employee towards their work and getting them into confidence and winning their trust. A leader can be a moral booster by achieving full cooperation so that they perform with best of their ability as they work to achieve goods. Build work environment management. It's getting things done from people. An efficient work environment helps with sound and stable growth. Therefore, human relations should be kept into mind by a leader. He should have personal contact with employees and should listen to their problems and solve them. He should treat employees on humanitarian terms. Now we move to the coordination. Coordination can be achieved without reconciling personal interests with organizational goals. The synchronization can be achieved without proper and effective coordination which should be primary motivate of a leader. Now we move to the quality of a leader. A leader has got multidimensional traits in him which make him appealing and effective in behavior. The following are the requisites to be present in a good leader. So we talk about physical appearance is very important, and vision and foresight, and intelligent, communicative skills, objectives, knowledge of work, sense of responsibility, self-confidence and willpower, humanist, empathy. So that's all about the leadership as the first topics. Now we move to the second topics, and it's about the intercultural communication. So we will talk about. You can move to the next. Yes, it's about intercultural communication. I will give you a brief definition of this intercultural communication, and after that I will give you steps for meaningful this intercultural communication. So as a definition, no matter where you are in the world, communication it's important, but communicating across culture can be pretty hard. And they don't just mean that there is a language barrier, although that can be an issue. No, I mean that culture actually have some very different way of communicating. Some culture are informal, some culture are use a word series or ritual greeting before having a conversation. And some culture consider it rude to show up to a meeting on time. But what do all this culture have in common? Well, for one, you can offend each of them if you don't understand their communication practice. And we want to avoid that. So what do we do? Well, to put it simply, we learn to communicate. How to communicate, that's it. So we need to learn how to communicate all over again, just like when we were children. This requires learning language as well as learning behavioral norms for good communication. However, this will be a bit different since we are adults learning how to communicate in someone else's culture, not our own. Intercultural communication is the verbal and non-verbal interaction between people from different culture background. Basically, inter it's a prefix that means between, and culture mean well from a culture. So intercultural communication is the communication between culture. That's it. Sometimes this is used to describe a single person trying to interact in a foreign environment, but more often it is a two-way street where people from both cultures are trying to improve their communication. Now, if you want to learn about intercultural communication, it's important to understand what this is, but it's also important to understand what it isn't. Intercultural communication is targeted at allowing for positive and productive interaction. You are not joining this culture, you are not becoming a member of another society, you are not abandoning your own culture. That would be assimilation, and that's not what we're after. So, intercultural communication is also not simply a language proficiency. Yes, communication requires the ability to understand language, but just think about how much of your communication with even your own friend is nonverbal. Our body language, our attitude, the ritual from handshaking to the stink eyes. Some researchers estimate that up to 93% of all human communication is nonverbal. Although according to recent studies, it's actually closer to 60%. Still, that means that more than half of communication is never spoken. So intercultural communication, it's going to take a lot more than just learning a language. Now we move to the steps to how you can meaningful your intercultural communication. So about the first steps, it's keep it simple. First and foremost, intercultural communication, it's a form of communication much like any other. It's a flow of information between people. Think in terms of your audience and speak to their understanding. Yes, you are communicating with humans of diverse origins, but just like yourself, they are just that humans. We all wish to comprehend each other and find joy in discovering common ground between us. To make things easier for everyone, to clear in your speak, pronunciation, diction, grammar, and your purpose, this is very important to keep in mind, so some members of your audience may not be fluent speakers of your language. Ultimately, the best kind of message is a clear message. The second thing is the respect. When people feel respected, understood, and listened to, it builds a profound level of trust and esteem. This is the foundation of positive, rewarding relationship, and ideally, what you should aim to achieve. For powerful communication in any setting, it can be challenged in intercultural settings to know what is acceptable, let alone effective in communication. Some people will respond well to more frank and direct language and approach, whilst others may find this aggressive. With conscientious research and observation, this will likely become easier as you go. Being mindful of others, paying attention to their customs, showing curiosity about their tradition, being open and receptive to their worldviews. These are habits of people who interact with others effectively and consciously. Strike a chord. So great leaders know that true communication is never one-sided or void of emotion. In fact, anything related to team, of group, or requires collective efforts, cooperation, and ideally mutual understanding. Steps number 4, when in doubt, leave it out. The stranger see only what he knows. It's an African proverb. What does it mean? It is human nature to be worried of the do you know, but for some of us, curiosity and even overconfidence can trump us to try and to tackle things that we are perhaps not prepared for. As stranger to another culture, we may only see and perceive what is already familiar to us, potentially misunderstanding or critiquing things that we are not fully informed about. Discussing certain cultural, religious, and political situations can provoke bias or tension distracting from your message. If you defend yourself out of your depth when faced with an audience or an issue that is unfamiliar to you, don't fret. Take a moment to reflect and approach sensitive subjects with direct care. This is a great opportunity to research and expand your knowledge base further. Otherwise, by diving straight into the depth and winging it, you may risk offending others or, at the very least, coming across as unprofessional. the last step to meaningful intercultural communication, it's the easy steps and the important steps is enjoying the experience. Perspective and attitude can have an immense effect on the way that you interact with others. Ultimately, communication with others should be a pleasure, not a chore, and it should show when you do it. So I think it's all about my communication. It's a brief communication about two topics that I choose in the first. And I thank you for your attention another time. And if you have any question or inquiries, I am here to answer you. Thank you so much. I don't hear you, Madam Yuga.
Nana, can you? Okay. Thank you so much for your presentations today, Mr. Yosef Bakil. That's a very excellent presentation. The point is that for intercultural communications, the big point is the respect. Because if we have a respect to the people from the different cultural background, I think the communications will run smoothly. Jadi adik-adik, kalau intercultural communications itu hal terpenting adalah saling menghormati dulu ya. Karena kalau kita sudah menghormati siapapun dari manapun negaranya, maka insya Allah komunikasinya akan lancar. Karena kalau kita tidak menghormati, bagaimana kita bisa berkomunikasi? So respect is number one for intercultural communications. And then,
Madam Yuga, if I can just, I forget to say that.
Okay.
I have the pleasure. Yes, I have the pleasure to be here with all the speakers, especially Mr. Omar Asli from Morocco.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hello, Omar. Hello, Mr. Omar. I don't say that in the
hello to Mr. Omar here.
Yes,
hi, Mr. Yusuf. It's a pleasure.
Hi. How are you? Yes, it's a pleasure.
Ibuna, can you show them each other? Not my face. Ibu Nana. Okay. So, Mr. Omar, you can say hello to...
A big hello. Thank you to Mr. Yusuf for being with us. You know, now in Morocco, it's 3:50 EM. Thanks to him to be present with us. It's not easy to be present at that time. At that time, we should be sleepy, but he prepared to participate.
Yes, I feel so sleepy, but it's
you will have a headache tomorrow.
Yes,
you will have a headache tomorrow, but thank you.
Sure, thank you. Hello from Morocco. I know that you are there in Indonesia. How is the thing here there in Indonesia?
Yes,
how is the work in the embassy?
Yes, alhamdulillah, we are here with a very good people in very nice atmosphere. Alhamdulillah, everything is good, very nice, everything is nice. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So good.
Thank you so much, Mr. Omar and Mr. Yosef Bakil. Thank you for saying hello to each other. So this is your chance to say hello, your brother. Okay, thank you. And the point for being a leader is how to inspire and motivate people surrounding you by having a very intelligent, by having a good intelligence, by having a very good objective perspective and so on. Jadi adik-adik kalau mau jadi seorang leader, pemimpin itu harus punya, di samping intelligence juga harus mampu menginspirasi dan memotivasi masyarakat sekitar ya. Kalau nggak mampu menginspirasi sama memotivasi, biasanya that's not a good leader. Okay, next, thank you, Mr. Yosef Bakil. I would like to invite you to the next speaker from the Vietnam, the Honorable Miss Nguyen Thai Huai Huong. I'm so sorry if my pronunciation is not good in mentioning your name. So would you please, the Honorable Miss Huong, are you here? Miss Huong, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so please.
So sorry because I use my phone, the electricity is not good.
That's okay. You look great today. Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, professors and students of Pancasakti University. I'm honored to be here today to talk about the culture of Vietnam. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Nguyễn Thị Hoài Hương, First Secretary of Vietnam Embassy in Jakarta, Indonesia. It is difficult for me to cover my country's culture in a short speech because I'm just a diplomat, not an expert in cultures like others. So for these reasons, I'd like to introduce to all of you an overview of Vietnam culture. Now let me start with some basic information about Vietnam. The second slide, please. Yeah, that is you can see that it's the map of Vietnam with the H shape, and it is the Vietnamese flag, the red star in the center. You can see in the map that Vietnam located in Southeast Asia. It borders with China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and Eastern Sea to the east. Its area is about 331,000 square kilometers, and the length of its coastline is more than 3,260 meters. The climate of Vietnam is tropical monsoon, and its population is more than 96.2 million, according to Census 2019. Today is Vietnamese National Day, September 2nd, and I with you today to talk about Vietnamese culture as my honors. And now let's move to Vietnamese culture, the topic of my presentations. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Next slide, Bunana. Next slide, Bunana. Next slide.
About Vietnamese cultures. Over the history of its formation and development, Vietnamese culture can be described by three features. The first one is fairly large cultural community that was formed around the first half of the first millennium BC and flourished in the middle of this millennium. The second one feature is three layers overlapping each other during the history of Vietnam. There are local culture, the culture that mixed with those of China and other countries in the region, and the culture that interacted with Western culture. And the third feature is it is not assimilated by foreign culture, but utilized and localized to enrich the national one. Vietnam has 54 ethnic groups living across the country. Each one has its own cultural identities. Thus, Vietnamese culture has both diversity and unity. Now, I'll give you general views on Vietnamese typical cultural areas. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Go back. Okay. In terms of philosophy and ideology, in the beginning, Vietnamese culture has gone through three periods. In the beginning, the Vietnamese people's ideologies consisted of natural and primitive ideology, combined with spiritual beliefs and religion. After that, the exchange between two big civilizations, India and China, and the cooperation of Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism ideologies made contribution to the social development and Vietnamese culture. Since the 19th century, Western culture began to come to Vietnam. Leninist ideologies also came and combined with the patriotic traditions, which became the driving force of historic change, bringing Vietnam to independence, democracy, and socialism. The person representing this era was Ho Chi Minh, who was recognized by the international community and UNESCO as a Vietnamese hero of national liberation and great man of culture. In terms of custom and practice, Vietnam people had have customs and habits which are unique, diverse, and related to village community, like respecting our people, caring, sharing each other. Vietnam is a festival country where festivals are held all round, a year round in the regional sphere as well as in the larger sphere. There are many kinds of festivals such as the Festival of Agriculture, Career, and Memorizing National Heroes, the Festival of Religion and Culture with rites, ceremonies, and the community culture activities. All of them create the spiritual heritage of Vietnam. In terms of beliefs and religion, Vietnam is a place where different religions gather, live harmoniously, such as Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Christianity, Islam, Cao Dai, and Hoa Hap. Although religions are imported from outside into Vietnam, it does not lose the native belief like the worship ancestor custom. Respecting the national heroes as well as people who cultivated, established for villages, all of them are combined to make both sides have interesting features. In terms of language, Vietnamese language has overcome a lot of transformation from Mông Khmer, Việt Mường, Chinese, Vietnamese, French, and finally Quốc ngữ. Now, official language of Vietnam is Vietnamese, or we call Quốc ngữ. The Quốc ngữ writing script was introduced by some Western missionaries, including Alexander Ross. They cooperated with some Vietnamese to transcribe the Vietnamese language on the basis of the Latin alphabet for use in evangelism in the 17th century. In late 19th century, publications were published in the Quốc ngữ script, and it became official language after the August 1945. In terms of literature, Vietnamese literature had existed from early time, closely related to the daily lives of the people. There are two important aspects of literature, which are folk literature and written literature. In terms of story, Vietnamese literature is a combination passing experiences from generation to generation through genres such as folk song, proverb, idiom, fairy tales, mythology, anecdote, and there are many famous works from writers, poets, and culturalists. Vietnamese tradition consists of emphasizing the humanitarian spirit, solidarity, and patriotism, the catalyst to work and develop the nation. Modern Vietnamese literature includes exchanging, enhancing, and furthering the international culture. In terms of art, Vietnam has got 50 national musical instruments. Among percussion instruments, the most popular, diverse, and long-lasting are trống đồng, or bronze drums, gongs, or cồng chiêng, đàn đá, lithophone, đàn tường, etc. The size of blowing instrument is represented by flutes and panpipes, while the size of string instrument is specified by đàn bầu, monochord, and đàn dê. The Vietnamese folk songs are rich in forms and melodies of regions across the country, ranging from reciting poems, lullaby, chanty, hát quan họ, xoan vĩ dặm, bài tròi, etc. Apart from this, there are also other forms like hát xoan, chầu văn, and ca trù. Traditional performing arts including chèo and tuồng. Water puppet is also a special traditional art that was enacted in the Lý dynasty. At the start of 20th century, cải lương appeared in Cochin, China with melodies of bọc cổ. In Vietnam, the arts of sculpture on stone, copper, and terracotta came into existence very early. Later, enamel, ceramics, wooden statues, shell in glass pictures, lacquers, silk paintings, and paper-made pictures all attain high degree of artistic development. In terms of heritage, now we have a lot of heritage honored by UNESCO. Cultural heritage of Vietnam was born and developed along with history of the nation. It played a significant part in the process of shaping and development of Vietnam. Vietnam possesses more than 3,000 landscapes and historical places listed as national heritage. Many heritages of Vietnam are honored by UNESCO, including 8 natural and cultural heritage, 13 intangible cultural heritage, 6 documentary heritage, and we have 3 global geopark and 9 biosphere reserves. Now we talk about the Vietnam tourism. Vietnam has a great potential for developing tourism as it is endowed with a favorable geographical location, climate and natural conditions, including a long coastline of more than 3,000 kilometers along the country with green forests, majestic landscapes, world heritages, and international airport system across the country. Vietnam boasts of more than 125 beaches and ranks among the top 12 countries for the most beautiful bays in the world. In 2019, Vietnam received more than 18 million arrivals of international visitors. The number of tourists come for resorting, relaxing, shopping in Vietnam increased. Culture is a source of strength for national safeguarding and development, and much remains to be explored in the land of timeless beauty. So that is also the overview of Vietnamese cultures. And if you have any questions or more details about Vietnam, feel free to ask. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Miss Nguyen. Should I say Miss Nguyen or Miss Huang?
Nguyen is my last name, and Hương is my first name.
Okay. Which one is correct in terms of addressing people in Vietnam? Should I say Miss Huang or Miss? Which one is more polite? Miss
Because
Huang or Miss
many
Nguyen?
people has the last name is Nguyen. So if you call me Hương, it's easy to. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I can call you Miss Huang only. Miss Huang.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is okay for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Because we talk about intercultural communication, so that is why I asked you which one is more polite in addressing people in Vietnam. Thank you. A very nice presentations, Miss Huang. I can see that Vietnam is very rich in terms of culture. I see beautiful places and tourism places that can be visited by people from all over the world. My dream is going to Vietnam in the future. Hopefully I can visit, because my plan is going there to make a cooperations with some universities in Vietnam. Maybe I will ask you to help me. But we have already a memorandum of understanding with the one of the Vietnam university named Dong Do University.
Dong Do.
Yeah, Dong Do. Yeah, and I will contact them to also to join this kind of webinar. But anyway, thank you very much, Miss Huang. I'm very honored and blessed to have you here. Yeah, my deepest gratitude goes to you. Thank you. Adik-adik, mahasiswa nanti bisa bertanya di room chat ya, bisa pakai bahasa Indonesia. Silahkan. Jadi jangan tidak tanya, mumpung ada banyak speakers dari berbagai macam negara. Jadi gunakan kesempatan untuk bertanya dengan beberapa speakers, so you can explore more about Morocco, about Vietnam, about Afghanistan. So they are here to answer your questions. Mereka di sini untuk menjawab pertanyaan Anda. Jarang-jarang loh, ini kan gratis ya, jadi Anda harus banyak belajar. Nggak apa-apa bahasa Inggrisnya menerka-nerka, tapi saya harap adik-adik bisa belajar dengan baik. Okay, so our next agenda is our next program. We are going to see it's like a virtual field trip, seeing the Tegalese destination and tourism destinations in Tegal. Bunana, please.
bersama aku Siska. Nah, siapa sih yang nggak tahu dengan jembatan ini? Jembatan Gantung Danawari terletak pada desa Danawari dan desa Sangkajaya. Yuk ikutin Siska. Sedang surut atau sedang tidak musim hujan, banyak yang bermain air di sungai. Tapi jangan sampai ke tengah ya kawan, bahaya soalnya. Selain jembatan gantung, tempat yang sering dikunjungi lagi adalah Bendungan Danawari. Bendungan ini dibangun oleh Kiki Desbayu untuk irigasi. Bendungan ini lokasinya di sebelah selatan jembatan gantung. Jadi cukup jalan beberapa langkah sudah sampai. Nah, gimana? Sudah pernah kesini belum? Jangan lupa untuk menjaga kebersihan dan kesehatan ya. Jangan lupa subscribe, like, dan komen. Dan nyalakan loncengnya. Terima kasih.
Bunda, only one video. Could you please turn on the field trip to Brebes? Bunda.
Halo semuanya, balik lagi di channel YouTube Info Tegal bersama aku Feve. Sekarang aku lagi di Slawi nih. Aku mau ke tempat yang
Brebes menjadi liburanku. Bukan hanya kental dengan telur asin atau bawang merahnya, tapi kekayaan alam yang tersembunyi. Hangatnya mentari pagi menjadi harapan lestarinya alamku. Terukir dalam karya abadi. Terima kasih pahlawanku. Karena jasamulah aku dapat menikmati lukisan sejarah masa lalu. Yang terhampar pada budaya dan karya yang beraneka ragam. Hangatnya perbedaan budaya menyatu erat dalam bingkai kebersamaan dan senyuman tanda sambutmu. Jejak langkah yang tak pernah lelah untuk lestarikan alam. Hasanah budaya nan enak akan tetap terjaga dari generasi ke generasi.
Halo teman-teman, jadi sekarang aku lagi ada di Dewi Mangrove Sari yang ada di Brebes, Padansari, Kaliuling.
Bersamamu, ku jelajahi akan kebebasan untuk menoreh cerita. Mendekatkan diri dengan kekaguman serta keagungan dalam merasakan keramahan, hangatnya tradisi yang hakiki. Aku percaya akan harapan
Miss Yoga?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nana. Ladies and gentlemen, adik-adik semuanya, dear participants, I would like to go to the next agenda, that is the next speaker presentations. Let me invite the honorable speaker from the Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Omar El Asli. Are you there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. It's nice to meet you again. Mr. Omar, so would you like me to help you in presenting, in displaying the map of Morocco that you sent me or not?
No, it's okay.
So we just focus on you today.
Yes.
Okay, great. So everybody, please focus on Mr. Omar's talk today. Would you please? Thank you. You may start.
Thank you. So, Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala maulana rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
First of all, allow me to thank the University Pancasakti Tegal for organizing this event and for giving us the opportunity to do Silatul Rahim with the Indonesian youth from Tegal, as well as to share and exchange with them some ideas about the topic of this webinar. My warm thanks are extended also to all the speakers, to the vice rector, to the speakers, especially Mr. Yusuf Baqi, who is participating with us at this time in Morocco, and for all the participants into this valuable virtual event. In my intervention, I would like to talk, it's not an intervention, it's an exchange. I would like to talk about the Moroccan experience with these topics of global youth exploration. But before, allow me to start by remembering some important values and principles about intercultural communication and cultural understanding. First, the universe was created on unchangeable foundations and principles, which meet the universal will of the Creator. It was created on the basis of diversity and difference in everything. For human being, we can rise many differences, whether in identity, bounds, languages, colors, perceptions, beliefs, affiliations, even in the clothes and lifestyle, etc. Based on this, we can understand that the right way to deal with others is to accept the difference, the diversity, and particularly accept people like they are. As it is said in our Arabic culture, the difference is a mercy. And to discover the wisdom behind this divine reality, we are called to approach people, communicate with them, accept each other, and deal with people as it should be done. As Allah said in the Holy Quran, we are all Muslims, we know that. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. So that means, if I do some translation, means all people, we have created you from a male and female and made you into nations and tribes that you may know each other. The noblest of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Allah is knower, the aware. It was a speech addressed to all the humanity, not only to Muslims. So in order to achieve this goal, it is necessary to be tried of some nervous traits and behaviors that drive a person to self-closure and make him look to others with a pejorative look. So concerning the Moroccan experience and the way Morocco perceives the global youth explorations, many points can be raised. First, Morocco is a country of youth. It is a country where the youth represent almost more than the half of its population. The Kingdom of Morocco is governed with a youth spirit. His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, King of Morocco, has succeeded to the throne of his ancestors on 1999 when he was 36 years old. He was one of the youngest head of states at the time. Morocco, under his leadership, has given to young an important role and place inside the Moroccan public and private institutions in all fields, including the strategic ones. For example, at the political level, youth are involved in all Moroccan political parties, and they are also represented in the Moroccan parliament. Moreover, there is a special Moroccan parliament intended only for young Moroccans, created on
Bu Nana disuruh mute, Bu Nana. Okay, Mr. Omar, you may continue. I'm sorry for the trouble.
It's okay. Created on 2019, Youth Parliament of Morocco encourages the youth generation and gives them the opportunity to further develop their country. The second, just for information, the second legislature of this parliament was just held last month. At the economic level, Morocco has initiated many national programs to support the creation of companies. One of them is called Mukawalati, or My Enterprise in English. It's on 2005. This program aims to encourage and give support to the young Moroccans between 20 and 45 years old. Carriers of ideas of projects deemed beneficial, profitable, and promising in order to create their own companies. This program allows these project leaders to enjoy a range of benefits that includes facilitated funding as well as technical support during the critical phases of the project, namely before the creation, during the start of the activity, and also after starting the project. Even during this current pandemic crisis, Morocco has always helped micro, small, and medium enterprises to overcome the obstacles and the difficulties they are facing. As part of its national efforts to fight against the spread of the COVID-19, Morocco has also initiated a support program for the benefit of the SMEs investing in the field of personal protective equipment and sanitary products like ventilators, healthcare or hospital beds, etc. Besides, due to its African dimension and its historical and close relations with its African brothers, Morocco has opted for centuries for an exchange and shared development with African countries. This strategy has enabled Moroccan startups to emerge in various African countries with which the kingdom maintains close relations. The same strategy based on the win-win principle has enabled young Africans to come and settle in Morocco and take advantage of its economic openness, its qualified economic fabric, and its developed relations with the rest of the world, particularly through the various partnerships and trade agreements that Morocco has with the major economic powers and the various major economic partners. For the spiritual level, young Moroccans are very attached to religion. Religion is an important factor in the daily life of almost all of them. The preeminence accorded to the Muslim religion in the national reference inconsistent with the attachment of the Moroccan people to the values of openness, of moderation, of tolerance, and of dialogue for mutual understanding between all the cultures and the civilizations of the world. In this respect, many national and international spiritual and religious programs are annually organized by Morocco in this field. The most famous of them is Muhammad VI International Prize for memorization, Talmud, and exegesis of the Holy Quran. جائزة محمد السادس الدولية بحفظ القرآن الكريم وترتيله وتجويده وتفسيره. Just for information, one of the winners of the last edition of this international competition that was held last November was a young Indonesian student of 17 years old.
Oh,
his
great.
His name is Muhammad Miftah Farid. He received from His Majesty the Muhammad VI International Prize for Psalmody of the Holy Quran with memorization of 5 hizb.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes. He's a nice person.
Okay.
Furthermore, and with regard to the spiritual influence of the kingdom, His Majesty the King of Morocco, as the commander of the faithful, has issued on 2014 a Sharifian Tahir, or if we would call it royal regulation, for the creation of the Muhammad VI Institute for the training of Imams, Murshidin, and Murshidat, or religious pressures. In response to the request of countries and bodies from Africa, Europe, and Asia, this institute trains also foreign students. Unfortunately, there is no students for the moment from Indonesia, but they are from other countries from Asia, like Thailand, etc. The number of Moroccan graduates from the institute has now reached more than 2,000 imam and almost 1,000 religious preachers. The number of foreign graduates is more than 1,500. Currently, the institute accommodates almost 1,500 students. At the academic level, while Morocco is working with a good education and school system in both public and private schools and higher education institutions, Morocco, with its spirit of openness, gives a pure opportunity to the Moroccan students to discover other horizons through several partnerships and programs of exchange of students, or without these partnerships or programs. Morocco also receives annually almost 15,000 students from several countries, with the possibility of having scholarships. Just between brackets, Morocco has offered to Indonesia, recently to Indonesia, for the academic year 2020-2021, a quota of 30 educational vacancies with scholarships intended for Indonesian students wishing to pursue their study in public Moroccan institutions of higher technical and professional education. But due to the situation caused by COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesia has unfortunately decided not to conduct the selection process for Indonesian students' admission to several countries, including Morocco, and you may know this. Especially for this current academic year, the said quota had just doubled this year from 15 educational vacancies with scholarships to 30. And at this level also, many of the head of states, or African head of states, were graduated from Moroccan universities and School of Higher Education. At the cultural level, Morocco has always given to its young citizens the chance to perform on stage in many national and even international events and programs organized in the kingdom. These events and programs are organized annually around various themes like music, fashion, comedy, art, and theater, etc. And as you may know, Morocco is characterized by its cultural diversity. This cultural diversity is the result of the conversions of Arab, Islamist, Amazigh, and Sahara and Hassani components, nourished and enriched by its African, Andalusian, and Mediterranean influences. So to conclude, young generation is the present and the future of our societies. Efforts must be consolidated to offer them the ideal framework to develop, consolidate their knowledge and skills. They are the women and men of tomorrow who can govern and lead us in the future. And who knows, maybe the president or the vice president or the ministers of Indonesia of tomorrow are here present with us. So let's try to make life easy for them and pushing them to give the best of their self. And thank you for your attention. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omar, for your presentation, mostly about the programs created by the Kingdom of Morocco. I wonder why there are not Indonesian students studying in Morocco at this time, but you accept 15,000 students from any countries in the world.
I didn't say that. We have many students from Asia who are studying in Morocco, and many graduate students who are already here in Indonesia and occupying a very good post in Indonesia. So we are always receiving students from Indonesia. I said it was before 15 quota of 15 place, but now it doubled. Recently this year, it was doubled from 15 scholarships to 30. Students are always in Morocco. Now, here in Indonesia, there is an association of Moroccan graduates from Moroccan universities. And if one make you know each other if you want.
Okay, great, Mr. Omar. I think someday in the future you may invite us, Pancasakti University, in your program. I mean the embassy program, so I can know I will know in detail. So what kind of programs that can be attended by my students here, or maybe by some of the top managements here to visit the embassy of Morocco. To know more about your program in Indonesia. And I'm
yes, you are welcome. You are welcome.
Yeah. So I think we can meet again, or maybe you can help me to help us for the students exchange in the future. I mean, in my university.
Yes.
But the big point is the Kingdom of Morocco is very open for the cultural diversity, right?
Yes.
In terms of intercultural communications. Okay. Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Omar El Asri. I'm very happy. I'm honored and blessed to have you here also. Ladies and gentlemen, let me invite the next honorable speaker from Egypt. The honorable speaker, Miss Ala. Are you here? Miss Ala.
I'm here.
Miss Ala Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm sorry.
I'm here. Hi. Assalamualaikum.
You have about 10.
Yeah, you can hear me.
10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to present.
First, I have presentation. Can you let me to share it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I want to thank you. Yeah, you can hear me well, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity for being a part of this amazing project, and I will start my presentation. Can I share it from my laptop? Because
you want to share from your laptop, your own laptop?
See, well, yeah.
Yes.
Can you let me share it from my laptop?
Yeah, sure.
Can you let me to share? I won't share my screen.
I'll make you co-host.
Because I won't share it
you may start now.
I cannot see it.
From your own laptop, Miss Ala, please.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Thank you. So today I will speak with you about 4 topics. The first one is cross-cultural communication, second one is youth leadership, and the third one is intercultural communication, and the last one is maintain global health environment. Okay, so I will start with cross-cultural communication, and I want you to give you what is the meaning of cross-cultural and cross-cultural understanding. That means that learning how to value other culture, how to respect the others, how to know that everyone has his own point of view. And we understand the difference. It doesn't mean that we are wrong. Difference, it means that we have another way of thinking, okay? So cross-cultural, it means how to value the other culture and respect other people's point of view. So if you ask me if it's important or not to understand the other point of view, I will tell you that, yeah, it's very important because it will help confidence with yourself and to be more patient. And you know that people from different backgrounds has different culture and traditionals, and it will give you a great opportunity to help you to know the other cultures and to understand the difference. Okay, but after there is a 5 fundamental of effective cross-cultural communication. First of all, awareness and preparation, and I think both of them, they are related together. As awareness is supposed to aware if you travel to another culture, you must aware about their culture and what's the wrong and right in their culture. You must to read need before. For example, if you have scholarship in another country, you need to prepare and be aware about that, to be aware about the other culture. I have a personal experience about that because I'm working in the international community. So I have many of my colleagues who are prepared themselves and aware about the Egyptian culture. It's very easy for them to understand the others, to understand how we act. For example, Egyptian people, they are so friendly, so they understand the food and the traditional, what is wrong and what is right in the culture. So when you be aware and prepare yourself and other people from another country, it will be easier for you, and maybe it will let you to know before that, before you meet people from other culture or travel, you need to be aware about their culture and prepare. Okay. Okay, so the language is very important, even
Miss Ala, is there any technical problem? We can't hear your voice. Miss Ala, are you there?
you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here. Okay. So can you tell me when I stopped, because I'm talking, then I found that the Zoom is not working. Okay. So can you tell me, okay, you listen to aware and prepare? Or, hello?
Yeah, okay. So
you listen to this, or?
Yeah, we can listen to you. You may continue your presentation slide.
Yeah, okay.
Or the slide, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this slide, right? Okay. So now I talk about the language. So I said that the language, when you be aware and prepare yourself before you travel or doing or meeting new people, you must know the language, what you can say and what you cannot say, even if you are speaking the same language. I said we are here in Egypt, there is many words in Cairo and Alexandria, it's not the same meaning. For example, in Cairo, there is many words. It's normal in Cairo, but it's not normal at all in Alexandria and vice versa. And then, for example, there is some words means something, and here in Alexandria it means something else. So you suppose, like I told you before, prepare and prepare. You will know the language. What you can say and what even it's the same language. Posted and what you cannot say. You need to know that before you travel. So I will say that again. If you are aware and prepare yourself, everything it will be easier when you go any place. The last in the 5 fundamental is openness. What is the meaning of this? That we perceive everything in different ways. So, for example, I perceive this in this way. You are from another culture, so you perceive it in another way. So, if you are openness, you understand that we are different. We are not all the same. We are thinking in another way. So, we're supposed to be open and be open-minded to understand the other culture, how they think. They are because they are different. So the strategy, don't judge or listen. First, don't judge because you don't know the other, how he think, what the experience he live about it, and listen. You not need to listen. you need to respect the difference. You need to be effectively communicate. Even if you are working in your country and you didn't meet another people, but you need, if you did that, everything, it will be easier in your life. It will be easier when you don't judge, because you don't know the other person, how he lives, what he knows, what his education that you don't know. So don't judge, listen, and respect the difference. It makes everything easier. Okay, so youth leadership. I think when I explain to you what is the meaning of youth leadership, you understand how it's related to the culture understanding. Because, for example, what is the meaning of youth leadership? People to be more challenges, to face the challenges, to promote them, to develop and experience. So I think if you project for youth leadership, it will help them a lot for understanding the others and understanding the difference. For example, I was 18 years old. I was totally different from now. I was so shy. I cannot speak. Because I didn't meet new people, just my colleagues in university. When I go to several work that related to youth leadership and learning how to respect the others, learning it through projects, by the way, and through conference. So it helps me a lot in my career and in my life and everything. So youth leadership, when you prepare the young people, university and college, even after, but through projects, through civil work, that will help them to be more effective after. I know many people who are used to be in civil work and prepare themselves in youth leadership. They are totally different, and now they are head and coordinators and this stuff. So what is the skill? You're asking me now, what is the skill you gain through the youth leadership? Yeah, I will tell you now. It's with self-confidence. If you have self-confidence, it will avoid the pressure. You can take a good decisions. So the first of all, the self-confidence. Second of all, problem-solving skills. When you know how to face a challenge, when you have confidence, you know how to throughout our lives. For example, I met so many challenges when I went to this programs, youth leadership. I will explain it after. So when I face this challenge, when it's repeated now, so everything is easier. So the first skill, like I told you, self-confidence, problem solving, and life skills. What do you think about developing life skills like communication skills, responsibility, respect others? So everything, like you see here, it's related to understand the cross-cultural. So and also working on teamwork. When you know how to work, one of the most important thing about working on the teamwork that we are different. So you know how to work on teamwork. So here I will show you some examples of what my country do, especially after 2011 youth leadership program in Egypt. Especially in Biblic, so they're caring about treating the people who are from 12 years old till 25 in many projects that will help them through their life. So I will show you some examples of the different projects that we did it before in different, not only the Biblic. There is many initiatives in Egypt that support the youth. From 12, starting from 10, or not saying youth, from 10, like 12 years old till 25. So this is projects about Euro Arab Youth Forum 2012. It's about, it was online in the beginning, and then we met, and everyone has explained his initiative, discussed his initiative and what he do, and it was one of the most important things that I did there. And we went to many trips in these projects. Another one that after revolution, because our revolution is the one of the reasons of our revolution is social media. So this project about youth leadership project about social media is very important. Why social media is very important, you know, why social media is very important and how it can help people. So we bring people from different countries, Jordan and Turkey and Poland, and everyone speak what happened in his country and why social media is very important. And now we see how technology and social media dominate us. So it was in 2011 and we discussed many important topics. That's another pictures about. And these pictures, I will explain to you something. It's very important. After each project, it's very important to give about to communicate and through workshops, through games, this thing, okay? And after that's another another workshop in Biblioteca, soft skills, about the soft skills. Okay, so it's very important as well. I will tell you something. There is something called the International Baccalaureate IB system. I started to work with it 4 years ago. It's very important because they learn the young people who are from K1, 4 years old till high school, how to work in groups, how to be risk taker. That's called learner profile. If you search about something called learner profile, you will find 10 things: knowledgeable, thinker, how to be thinker. So when they start with those little kids, how to be thinker, how to be risk taker, how to be communicator, how to be knowledgeable, and through all the curriculums, they teach them how to be communicator. It improves their soft skills. It's very important. And then you will see after how they change it and how they will be the leader after. And it's very important. I think that when we have the young people and give them all these skills, it will help them and they will be totally different. That's another project as well about Alexandria. That's about also the leadership project. And in this time, in 2011, there is no tourist in that time. And they thought that Egypt is not safe in that time, but it's totally different. It was very safe, especially that after revolution. It was very safe in that time. So we started to take a picture of all the cities and share it with the other people from other countries. That's from old cities. That's how we share it. The third topic is intercultural communication. So like I told you before, that the youth leadership is related to the cross-cultural communication, and without understanding what the skills that we need, we cannot understand the cross-culture and the difference between us. Intercultural communication skills is to communicate or share information with people like we are doing now from other cultures, to understand them and to understand how to communicate between individual different people from different backgrounds. It's very important, and it's very helpful in our career, in our life, to know the difference between us and to understand it and to understand how can we perceive the things and understand the beliefs of others, how they understanding. So I hope that we can do it more in Egypt. We started before, and I hope be more in Egypt and not only in Egypt, all the world, that give the young people and not only the young people, to give the people opportunity to meet each other. So maybe Corona give us to be all online and give the opportunity for us. So I think international and intercultural communication is very important, and it will help you a lot in your life, and when you involve with different people, it will help you a lot. So I will show you some projects that we did in Egypt. It's not in Egypt, we traveled, so it's not in Egypt. The first visit was in Egypt, and second visit is not in Egypt. to see the difference between the two cultures, and it's also about the revolution, because in this time people want to know more about us and want to know more about the cultures. So we made the exchange about two different cultures, two totally different cultures, Europe country and Arab country. And what is the difference in history? So, and here that's Arab sessions, that's Arabic letters, and it's very interesting to them. And how can you pronounce it? So it was very important to spread this. The last topic, it was maintaining global healthy environment. So I will talk about, when I talk about healthy, you need a clean environment, because without clean environment, you cannot live in health environment. So there is many mistakes in when I said healthy, maybe some people come human health, but it's not human health, by the way, only. It's human health, the environmental health, and the animal health. So it's not only the human health, okay? So what causes of the global health environment? What causes for the effect our environment? Cutting the tree, throwing plastics, air pollution, cars, factories, all this thing, it's very affected. So here we have some problems in Egypt, but now we are working on it. For example, throwing the things like plastic on the rivers, and cutting a lot of trees that affected the environment. So now I saw many things on the internet, and many things on. I know many companies here that start to give the people sessions about why green cities is very important. Why, how can we avoid using the plastic, and instead of plastic we can use the fabric bags instead of plastic. And there is a company, I saw it in here that they divided the trash into 3 pens. One of them for plastic, one of them for paper, and another one for metal. So plastic for like a plastic bottle, paper like canson or cardboard, or any kind of paper, metal like cans. So recycle is something very important that people must to aware about it, must to keep in mind all the time. So even I saw in many universities here, and I'm so glad of that they started to do that. And there is a company, it's very fair in Egypt. They do something. I really like the idea. I will tell you quickly what is the idea. You did that in your home, and you collect the paper, the plastic, and the metal, and after you coat them, and you have 2 options. If you sell your plastic and paper, but if you don't want to take money, you can donate it. So I really like the idea of donation, and how it's very nice. I really like this idea about how they help people for donating at the same time, and for keeping our health. So so it's very easy. Like I told you, divided them into 3 pens. Okay. Thank you. There is any questions?
Thank you very much, Ms. Ala, for your nice presentations.
Thank you for your
very very valuable for us. Well, let me give the conclusion in very short and a very brief words. That the most important thing and in intercultural communication is first, do not judge. The second is respect, and what is it? The second, do not judge. And number two is we have to listen well what people talk about. And the third one is respect, because with respect we can listen well and we will not judge the persons. And the last one, the three of the three of aspects like do not judge and please listen and respect will create the effective communications between the people from different cultures. That's the point, Miss Ala, today. Thank you. I really have you work hard for what is it? You tried your best effort to present today in our webinar. Thank you so much, Miss Ala.
Thank you for you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, let me invite the last speaker. Before I invite the last speaker, I would like to say to you that I would like to convey the message from Mr. Joseph Bakil. He is no longer to be here. He asked you permission because he needs to sleep well, because now in Morocco is in the morning at 4:44 a.m. He needs to sleep and he must travel tomorrow. He would like to say his apology for not being here, but he has answered your questions. You can see on the chat room that I have typed his answer for you. Okay, so adik-adik sekalian, Mr. Joseph Bakil mohon maaf karena dia harus meninggalkan webinar. Beliau di Maroko sekarang jam 4 pagi, jadi belum tidur dari semalam. So dia juga nanti besok beliau juga ada travel tomorrow. So he needs extra energy to travel tomorrow. He do apologize for not being here any longer. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite our next honorable speaker, Mr. Yakubi from Afghanistan. Are you here? You have 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to speak, to have a presentation. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. Good morning. I'm glad that I'm here with you today. My name is Ahmad Khalil Yakubi. I'm from Afghanistan and currently doing my master's degree in University of Indonesia. So first of all, I would like to thank organizer of this event for providing such a great opportunity to be speaker in such a great event. Today I would like to talk about the culture of Afghanistan. So we'll have a short introduction to the Afghanistan culture. Yeah, next please. Afghanistan translates the lands of Afghans or place of Afghans in the nation's official languages, which are Dari and Pashto. So culture of Afghanistan has persisted for over 3 millennia. Nearly all Afghans follow Islamic tradition, celebrate the Islamic holidays, dress the same, consume the same food, listen to the same music. In the southern and eastern region, the Pashtun live in accordance with the Pashtun culture and are usually bilingual in Dari and Pashto. The western, northern, and central region of Afghanistan are influenced by neighboring Central Asia and Persian culture. Next, please. Art. The land of Afghanistan has a long history of art, with the world's earliest known usage of oil painting found in cave murals in the country that we have that. So Afghanistan art was originally almost entirely done by men, and recently women also entered to the same art at Kabul University. Art is largely centered at the National Museum of Afghanistan, the National Gallery of Afghanistan, and the National Archive of Afghanistan, which are in Kabul province. There are a number of art schools also in the country. So other known forms of art in the country are music, poetry, and several sports. The art of making carpets is also famous around the world. Poetry in Afghanistan has long been a cultural tradition. It's mainly in Dari and Pashto language and also in some local languages. Classic Persian and Pashto poetry plays an important role in Afghanistan culture. Next, please. Afghanistan is very rich in dressing. Mostly, many people in Afghanistan follow their traditional style. Almost 70% people wear shalwar and kameez that we can see in these photos. So, boys like simple dressing, while female more towards colorful and shiny dresses that we can see in these two photos. Next, please. Pet keeping. Birds are the most popular animals that are kept as pets in Afghanistan. In Kabul, there is a dedicated daily market selling a wide variety of birds from around the world. So once a week, many people go there in that place and they just try to buy pets, birds, and they keep as a pets in their homes. Architecture. The important architecture sites are found in Herat, Mazar Sharif, Ghazni, Kandahar, and Porosko in Ghor province. The region has made major contribution to the world's architecture. That some of the samples that we can see in these two photos. Next, please. Cuisine. Afghanistan is famous for its many different crops. Afghani foods is largely based upon cereals like wheat, maize, barley, and rice. Fresh and dry fruits is the most important part of Afghanistan diet. Afghanistan is well known for its fruits, especially grapes, and its extra sweet jumbo-sized melon. Next. It's sports. The sports in Afghanistan are organized by the Federation of Afghanistan, which is located in Kabul province, which promotes football, cricket, basketball, volleyball, and other several sports. And also Buzkashi, which is the many people like that. And cricket also has become popular in recent years in Afghanistan. The Afghanistan national cricket team, which was formed in 1996, has held match against all other international cricket teams since 2001. The Afghanistan team rapidly rose through the World Cricket League since 2008. Next. Education in Afghanistan has include K-12 as in many countries like this, and also higher education, which is supervised by the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Higher Education, which is located in Kabul. And there are about 10,000 schools, of which 4,000 were built in the last decades, and more than 100,000 teachers were trained and recruited in the same period and last decade. Next. Language. Dari and Pashto are both national languages of Afghanistan, so people in the northern and central area of the country usually speak Dari, while those living in the south and east speak Pashto. Afghans living in the western region of Afghanistan speak both Dari and Pashto, because in these places both the people that can speak in both languages speak in multi-ethnic, and also followed by some local languages like Tajik, Uzbek, Pashai, and etc. Islam is the main religion of Afghanistan, so over 99.7% of Afghans are Muslim. 87.7 to 90% they are Shia, Sunni Muslim, and from 7 to 90% of Afghans are Shia Muslims, and 1% are followers of other religions like Christians, Hindus, and Sikhs. Next. festivals. Afghanistan's festivals are nearly the same as Islamic festivals. Some of most important like Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, Ashura, and etc. While the religious minorities of Afghanistan celebrate festivals unique to the respective religions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yakubi, for your comment. I learned a lot about Afghanistan, sir. I see you have also, Afghanistan also has a diverse of culture, and also many religions are there. Okay, so my point of view, Afghanistan is a Muslim country, but now I know that there are many religions existing in the Afghanistan itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Yakubi, thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have one question for Mr. Yakubi. So, can you adjust yourself well in Indonesia during your study in the Universitas Indonesia or Indonesia University?
Yeah, since September 2018, I have been living here in Indonesia and doing my master's degree. So before I start my master's degree for 1 year almost, I studied Bahasa Indonesia, and everything is going well. Yeah.
You can speak Bahasa Indonesia well?
Yeah, bisa.
Oh, kalau gitu bahasa Indonesia ya, biar dapat dimengerti oleh mahasiswa yang sedang mendengarkan, karena mereka rata-rata adalah bachelor degree, so you can speak to them in Bahasa Indonesia also.
Iya ya.
Jadi tidak ada kendala selama ada adaptasi di Indonesia ya, nggak ada ya?
Ya, sejak September 2018 saya tinggal di Indonesia dan kuliah S2 di Universitas Indonesia.
And when will you graduate from Universitas?
Sekarang ini semester ketiga, jadi tahun depan insya Allah saya akan lulus.
And you come back to your country, or you will stay here for something like doing work in the embassy?
Insya Allah saya akan balik ke negara. Saya akan pulang. Yeah.
Okay, terima kasih banyak.
Yeah. Terima kasih juga Bu.
For being here with us, for your your knowledge to be shared with us today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we come to the end of the agenda. I would like to pick up 2 questions only. Hanya 2 pertanyaan yang mau kita jawab ya karena waktunya. Jadi ini ada, is Mr. Omar Al-Asli still here? Omar, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
There is a question from the students in the chat room. Can you read that well? From Ratna Agustina Wiko Kusuma Wardani, I want to ask to Mr. Omar El-Asli about culture in Morocco. In your opinion, what is the most unique or frequently held tradition in Morocco? Thank you. So you may answer the question, Mr. Omar.
So thank you for this question. Thanks to Mrs. Ratna here. Is it? Mrs. Ratna, yes. In your opinion, what is the most unique frequency held tradition in Morocco? So as I already said before, Morocco is a country of diversity, cultural diversity. We have in Morocco many cultures. It's a mixture of cultures. There is Amazigh, Arab, Muslim, Mediterranean, Andalus culture. It's a mix of culture. So we are open also to all the cultures because of our African dimension. So for the question, what is the frequently held tradition in Morocco? I can say that there are many, not only one. There are many things in this topic. But also, as what I want to raise is our attachment to our religion. For example, we give a big importance to all our religious events, especially Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr. For you here, Eid al-Fitr is the most important religious event. For us, it's the Eid al-Adha. So the importance is it's the difference. It's the opposite. We give more importance to Eid al-Adha than Eid al-Fitr. So, but we give importance to all of them. And also in last days there is Ashura. We call Ashura. The 10th of Muharram. 10th of Muharram. It was last Saturday. It was last Saturday. We give importance to this day. During this day, we try to make kids happy. We buy for them toys. They keep playing. They even play with water. So there are many. So it's not we cannot talk about all of them, but there are many.
Thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Omar. So this is also my first time knowing that Eid al-Adha is more important than.
Yes, in our culture, we call it the big Eid. In Arabic, in our dialect, we say Eid al-Kabir. So the big Eid.
Yeah.
And the other one is the small Eid.
Oh yeah, you're right. So it's a bit different with Indonesia here.
No, but as we say, difference is a mercy. Alhamdulillah. Here there is the intercultural communication. It's the perception of people to the same thing. Maybe. No, there is no importance. There is no way to say no, you are right or we are right. No. Everybody has his own perception to things, and we should respect. So that's why.
I know that. So no one is best, no one is right. I mean, no culture is best, no culture is right. So we have to respect each other. I know that. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, I do understand what you say, that no culture is right, no culture is superior than others. We just have to respect each other differently.
Yes, we are sharing our cultural heritage.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for your information.
Thank you.
Tadi udah dijawab ya Mbak Ratna ya. Sekarang saya mau jawab pertanyaan yang mewakili Pak Yosef Bakil karena beliaunya nggak ada di sini. Tadi bertanya leadership termasuk Al-Ghafi ya. Kalau Anda, if you want to be an effective leader, you should create an inspiring vision of the future, motivates and inspire people to engage with the vision and manage delivery of the vision. That's the answer from Mr. Yosef Bakil. Jadi kalau mau jadi leader yang bagus ya, Anda harus bisa menginspirasi, memotivasi orang dan bisa memanage visi dan misi Anda dengan baik, maksudnya untuk bisa diterjemahkan, bisa diimplementasikan dengan baik di masyarakat. Okay, so one more question, satu pertanyaan lagi, mungkin dari speaker yang lain mengenai leadership. Maybe other speakers like Miss Ala or Miss Huang or Mr. Ahmad Yakubi wants to answer one questions from the participant about how to be effective leader. How to be a very good leader, how to be effective leader. Please, one of the speakers. This is the last question that we have today because I cannot answer all the questions. There are so many questions from the students. So because of the time limitation, I have to finish on time. That is why I need one more question to be answered by the honorable speakers here. Please, who will answer about the how to be effective leader in the future? Thank you.
Okay, I can answer.
Okay, sure. Miss Ala or Miss Wong? This one. Are you okay? Or Miss Ala, please. Okay, you can answer that. Okay.
In the beginning, you need to know your strengths and your weakness point, and you're supposed to set your goals and plan well. And be a good example and listen and communicate. When you have all of these skills, it will help you to be a good leader. It needs a training side, but when you know in the beginning what's your strength point and working on it, and what your weakness point and still working on it, and set your goal. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ala. Jadi menurut Miss Ala itu kalau mau jadi effective leader, you need to know the strength and the weakness point of yourself. Di nomor satu itu, pertama harus tahu mana yang kekuatan dan kelemahan Anda dulu sebagai pemimpin. And then you must be a good model or a good example so for your friends, for anybody surrounding you. Begitu ya, mau being a good example by knowing weaknesses and strength. Begitu, Miss. Is that am I right, Miss Ala? Miss Wong, are you going to ask?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Wong. Please, you may add. Your microphone is muted. Okay, thank you.
I read the questions about how to protect the cultural heritage, and can I answer that question?
Yes, yeah, please, sure. My pleasure. Okay. From whom is the questions?
Let me Ranta Agustina Wiko.
Masih sama Ratna Agustina. Okay. Please.
Yes, because this question is for me. So.
Yeah, sure, Ms. Wong. Sure, please.
Because we know that the cultural or natural heritage, they both impact by the people. The first important is the peoples and the climate. So if you want to protect the cultural heritage, the most important thing is the perceptions of the government and the local people.
I see.
So we need to minimize the bad impacts of the natural and the people's activities.
Okay.
We need to preservation and restoration of the ecosystem and the environments around the heritage, and we need to educate to have people learn about the importance, the values of the heritage, and we need to have the management program, and we also need to monitor have a program to monitor the activities of the people. And finally, we need to integrate the protecting heritage with the economic development, because some areas people destroy they don't know about the values of the heritage, and local people destroy the heritage. And I think that some areas, some places, they do something for their economic purpose. I think the perception and the actions of the government especially local government, is very important.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wong. So I can understand well. So the most important thing is the perceptions of the local people and the government actions to protect the cultural heritage. Because if the people perception is wrong about a certain value of the cultural heritage, they may destroy it. Am I right, Ms. Wong?
Yeah, the perception is the most important.
Yeah, sure. Because when the perception is good, we love to learn the culture and we love to preserve the culture, right?
Yeah, because in Vietnam we have many natural and cultural heritage, but some of them has not been protected properly.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear.
But we still have many, and because today the time is limited, I cannot show you all the pictures of the heritage. Yeah.
So the government need to take actions to educate them to have the awareness how to love their own culture, right?
It's exploited by the people and by the tourist people.
Ya, oke. Jadi adik-adik mahasiswa bagaimana melestarikan cultural heritage itu nomor satu itu perception dari kita sendiri sebagai local people. Kalau perception kita dan menghargai terhadap nilai-nilai budaya, otomatis kita akan belajar budaya tersebut dan kita akan melestarikannya karena kita cinta dengan budaya kita sendiri. Tapi kalau persepsi Anda sudah keliru, otomatis Anda tidak peduli. Nah, ini government means pemerintah juga harus peduli dengan dengan memberikan pendidikan pada kalian untuk mencintai budaya sendiri. Jadi positive perceptions dari Anda mengenai sebuah budaya itu paling penting karena dari situlah Anda belajar mencintai dan belajar melestarikan budaya. Tapi kalau persepsi Anda sudah negatif, you will never care. So do not have negative perceptions toward your own culture or certain culture in the world, because they have their own value, they have their own uniqueness. So we need to love not only our own culture but other people culture also, so we can respect each other. Begitu kira-kira ya adik-adik mahasiswa ya. Kemudian Mr. Yakubi yang mau menjawab sesuatu apa tidak? Thank you, Miss Wong. Mr. Yakubi, apakah Anda mau menjawab satu lagi atau tidak usah?
Yeah, is there any question?
Anda terserah. Anda mungkin mau menjawab satu pertanyaan yang dikemukakan oleh mahasiswa di room chat. I'm sorry, chat room.
Oh, yeah. Here is one question.
Please, and you read and you answer.
Yeah, can the effective of a person's leadership to be transferred from one organization to another by similar leader? Every organization, according to their policy, they have.
You may use bahasa Indonesia, is fine.
Ya, saya coba. Ya, di setiap organisasi ada polisinya. Jadi berdasarkan berdasarkan polisi organisasi itu ada style leadershipnya. Jadi kalau ada leader di sana pasti ada efeknya di organisasi sama to the leader yang sama.
Yeah. Okay, it's very difficult to understand.
Jadi kalau di bahasa ya sedikit susah jelasin.
Okay, English now English.
Yeah. Okay. So in every organization, their policy, according to their policy, and the leader have his own or her own leadership style. So if you are a leader or not, you either have the ability to inspire and guide others to perform and be successful, or you don't. Leadership can be taught, but leadership is more of an attitude than a set of learned skills.
Oh, okay. Jadi leadership is a learned skill from the experience. Okay. Jadi menurut Pak Yakubi ini leadership itu bisa dipelajari melalui pengalaman kalian, tidak hanya dalam berorganisasi. Kalian berorganisasi itu kan ada polisi-polisi di sini, kebijakan organisasi yang harus Anda ikuti. Jadi menurut Pak Mr. Yakubi ini, so Anda nggak usah perlu takut, karena maksudnya bukan takut ya, you don't need to be worried how to develop your own skill of leadership, because it is learned by your own experience. Jadi memang sebagai generasi muda Anda harus banyak explore dunia ini, explore lingkungan Anda, tidak hanya berorganisasi, but all the activities that you have to learn about leadership skill. Jadi dari hal kecil pun Anda bisa belajar leadership skill, gitu ya, adik-adik mahasiswa ya. But thank you very much for ladies and gentlemen. Before we end the sessions, before we end the international summer camp today, adik-adik bisa lihat di layar itu ada link materi. Anda bisa ngambil materi dari sana. You can take all the materials of all the PowerPoint that the speakers have today. Di Bitly itu ya, yang materi virtual international summer camp, Anda harus mengisi feedback. Sekali lagi, Anda harus mengisi feedback di Bit.ly. I don't know how to say that. Bit.ly feedback virtual international summer camp program. Nanti otomatis sertifikat adik-adik akan dikirim ke email masing-masing. Tapi kalau tidak mengisi feedback, Anda tidak akan dapat sertifikat. Jadi harus isi feedback dulu, baru bisa dapat sertifikat. Mengisi namanya dengan benar ya. Jadi nanti nama yang tertera di sertifikat berdasarkan nama yang Anda tulis di feedback. Jadi sekali lagi, Anda jangan tanya lagi soal sertifikat, karena sertifikat itu otomatis terkirim ke email Anda jika Anda okay? Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants and honorable speakers that we have today. I'm very, we are very honored to have you here. We are very for your attendance to be here with us to share your knowledge. Thank you very much for your attentive and cooperative listening today. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Ya, waalaikumsalam.
Bye.